I was balling with, saying rap. Ain't finna get my ass a scholarship. And how come every teacher's motto is music ain't gonna do for you what college did for me? That's the problem there, see baby, I ain't you on me. Tonight I'm gonna party with the people that believe.
He goes wide. Daniels rolls right. Io Manor open, brings it in.
These people don't give a shit.
Who's giving them the business?
All the man is out on the field. He's going to go into the end zone. He's got it.
Goes Davis.
Oh my God.
Davis is going to run it all the way back.
He's going to win the field. It's going to be to the goal line. It's going to be gone. It's a touchdown. And the Gators have won the game.
50 to the 40. Herman Whitfield to the 30 to the 20. 15, 10, 5. Touchdown FSU.
Welcome to Week 5 College Football Extravaganza. We're going to go over Week 4 games. There's a lot of cool games. Some people say some of the best games, Joey. Would you agree some of the best games? Week 4 games?
Yeah, they're cool.
They're pretty cool. FSU, won. Florida, won. I mean, what else could you ask for?
It's a 2-0 couch, baby.
2-0 couch right here within, like, 1 week. Just 1 week time span. Just 1 week,
Hey.
2-0.
1-0 and our last one. That's all that matters,
A
baby.
win's a win.
Undefeated last week.
A win's a win. And so here we have some addressing to do. One, without Justin, we missed a shot game. We didn't do a single shot game of the week last week.
Damn, the college kid not being here.
That's our bad.
Darn, the 30-year-old just want to take a shot.
We'll definitely find one for y'all this week. So, but we got to do this first. First and foremost, we're going to go over these Week 4 locks here. Man, it's never a good time when we lose. Joey, last week you tried to atone for this week you're trying to atone for your 1-5. Your 1-5 loss there.
Feel personally attacked right now?
I mean, but you said it was because it's a Monday. We're picking on a Wednesday now.
I think I did. I don't know. I probably did feel last week, too. I don't even remember what my locks were.
I'll pull them up for you. So here we go. Week 4 locks. I got them right here. First off, me and you locked in USC and trashed on Michigan super hard.
We sucked.
We sucked so bad. Michigan, we were sitting here on the couch watching that game.
Yep.
And one of our buddies, Tripp, he was the only one to bet Michigan.
Only smart one.
He said, "You're an idiot. You guys suck. You should always bet the home team." And he was right in that instance. I thought Michigan was terrible. I thought USC actually had a good defense. And it seemed like they did. Alex Orji was just super athletic.
Yeah, it's always weird. You switch quarterbacks. Your team gets a little extra juice, motivation to them. But, yeah, I mean, Michigan just bullied USC when it came down to it. USC had a chance to win this game and could not stop Michigan running the ball when they're down in the fourth quarter. I mean, how insane is that? So, I mean, it's Big Ten football. How Big Ten football do, as it comes down to.
You see, yeah, welcome to the Big Ten. USC in traditional Michigan fashion won the game. And I think they found their guy. I think Orji is going to be their guy moving forward.
Yeah, we'll see.
We will see. The energy, though, felt different. Maybe the energy and the crowd was up because it was a big game. I don't know. But certainly, Alex Orji is athletic. Did you see him do the kip up? We saw him do the kip up from the ground.
We're going to debate on who could do that still.
I can still do. I can do it.
I don't know. We never proved it.
I can definitely do it. I'm I mean, I just didn't want to do it in here. I was drunk.
I mean, there's a yard outside.
There is a yard
Do
outside.
we need to go do it now? I'll carry the camera. out
No,
there.
no. What I'll do is I'll clip it in right here. I'll record it and then we'll clip it in right there for the after podcast for posting not live.
I think it's like minus 200. You can't do it.
Minus 200. I can't. I've always done. I used to do gymnastics. This is ridiculous.
Yeah, how long ago was that? How many pounds ago?
Fourth
was that?
grade. And I was like a lot. It was a lot. But I've done it through
We were
college.
just
I've
complaining that we looked like fat little babies and had to raise the camera up so we didn't look so fat.
I have done a kip up within the last year. 100%. I've done it within the last year. I am not lying to you guys. But back to these.
So
locks.
you could play quarterback for Michigan, is what you're saying?
No.
Okay.
No way.
All right, glad
Impossible.
we settled that.
Impossible. Impossible. All right. So your next block was LSU and UCLA. The over.
Joey.
But no, we all sat here and bet that because we were all watching the game. And
We're one touchdown away.
One touchdown away. So didn't make that, but you were close.
LSU stinks.
LSU questionable now.
UCLA is one of the worst teams in Power 5 football, and LSU struggled them with 3 quarters. They ended up pulling away, almost covered the spread. But if you can't blow out UCLA and Indiana, who might be my favorite team besides FSU this year, y'all are trashed UCLA 2 weeks ago.
So now you're sitting at 0-2 on the locks.
Yeah.
I'm sitting at 0-1. I had Cal against FSU. Yeah.
Loser.
So I went. I'm 0-2 as well.
Loser.
We'll go over that in a second. Whenever you do your FSU recap, you had USF minus 16.5.
They also suck.
They sucked. Miami.
They hung in there with Miami.
I had Miami in that game. I locked Miami in, so that was lock fight right there. Miami's real. We'll go over Miami when they have time. But so I'm sitting at 1-2, and you're sitting at 0-3. I didn't lock Texas in. I thought I locked Texas in. I locked Notre Dame in against Miami of Ohio for a revenge shot or a revenge game for the Miami of Ohio, making me take that shot. Notre Dame beat them 28-3. So close, but no cigar.
No cigar, yeah.
So I'm 1-3 there, and then you locked in Baylor +2, so you're 0-4. And then we both locked in Tennessee, so I'm 2-3, and you are again 1-4.
Well, I mean, we got the whiteboard up here. I had an abysmal week record-wise. You can see that, Robert. But
it ended up winning.
I ended up winning money because I placed my bet strategically on what I bet big on, what I didn't. Doesn't help you guys if you take my picks, which don't take it.
Yeah, I mean, this is we're obviously not good. We're just letting you guys know. Well, I mean, some weeks we're good. Other weeks it's bad. Use your better judgment. Join the chat. Join the Discord and all that. Hop in sports ball.
I will say I did bet all those games this week. I didn't renege on any of my bets this week.
We got Joey Two Guns in the chat. A member of this household, I won't say who, Joey, thinks that you sit and watch this podcast naked on your couch. And I told him that was only once or twice. So you're good.
It was not me, by the way.
Go Blue. Jonathan McLeese says go Blue. This is looking like an audio pod. What do you mean? Like an audio? Do you mean
probably because you had this thing up earlier the week before.
Oh yeah. No. This is not just an audio pod. We're just stepping up. It's good producing. This is what I like. Who the fuck is at the front door?
I got it.
This is intense. This is live podcast, everyone. Oh, you're here. Nice. Yeah, we already started. 6 o'clock. I didn't see it. I've been setting up. All right, hop in. We got a mic. We got a mic for you. We have 4. We have 4 mics. So we stepped up big time. Here, you got Here you go. This is a long one.
Man, surprise entrance there. The drama.
Hell to the yeah. Sorry, we're looking at these locks. So you had locks. Bring up your locks from last week. I'll go ahead and bring that. Yeah,
I
went.
five for 2 straight.
I went 2 and
so
3, or
1 and 4. Sorry,
I must have went 2 and 3, and you went 1 and 4. So Justin,
Joey Toucan says penalty shot for being late.
penalty shot. We didn't do a shot game without you last week, so there was no shot game. Yeah, there you go.
I did Tennessee -7. Tennessee's been pretty much.
Yeah, I mean that was my biggest bet.
That's
of
the one we
weekend.
got. Yeah, we got Tennessee.
Tennessee's been free money all year. I had Marshall plus
That was it.
Marshall's also. I don't think OK State plus 1.
They stink.
Mm-hmm.
I had more respect for that one than that. Then I had Cal plus 2. Congratulations.
You stink.
No, that was. I mean,
Good
so
job.
I took FSU. I mean, respectfully, I was like, I feel like this is FSU coming, but you're not going to bet for me.
No, yeah, I wouldn't have. I actually bet on Cal. I don't know if you listened to it. I've been on Cal last week.
Oh, no, like finally FSU is
Doing something.
and Arizona State plus 4. That game would have been a little bit better. I just had more faith in them because with just the trend that they had been on, they had taught Mississippi State the way they did. You're seeing the way that their program's been going. I thought Texas Tech not that good. I came out and light them up a little bit. So it turned out not to be a good week for me, 2-3, but oh well.
Yeah, what was the final score on that? Do you remember the final score on that? Because I thought I was kind of on the fence about that game as well.
I think it wasn't close to the crowd.
Yeah, that's fine.
Arizona State tried to come back there. Is that what we're talking about?
Yeah.
We tried to come back there because I had them in a parlay, and then they just got blown out at the end.
They lost by 8. Yeah,
They tried.
It's not as bad as
What are you going to do? Anyway, so that's how the locks went last week. We're here to do better. We're here to do better this week.
last comment.
His mic is either really low or not on. Okay. No. That one's gonna be good. No, it's a brand new mic. It's a brand new mic and a brand new cord. Yeah, brand new cord. You're up. You all just make sure you suck that dick on your lips. That's how you got to do it here. This is a trans podcast. We've talked about it so many times. The trans prop. What are you going?
Transitive property.
Transitive property podcast. That's how we do it, and we're not talking about actual property. The college football phenomenon that you should know about. A beats C, or A beats B should beat C. Never happens. That's what it
I
is.
warn you every time.
Yeah.
What have we talked about so far?
You
Just
just
going over
we
locks.
just started. Yeah.
Cool. So we weren't at 6 o'clock. I'm glad I didn't miss it. But especially today.
Oh yeah, that one. We've been talking about that all day. That's gonna be a fun one.
NIL. Yeah, this is cool.
Yeah, it's a weird one.
So Joey, break this down because you were the one that broke the news to me while I was at work today.
Yeah, so basically, UNLV's quarterback transferring from Holy Cross put up ungodly numbers at Holy Cross last year. He basically was promised a $100,000 NIL deal. He's got UNLV 4-0. They've beaten 2 Power 5 teams. He's got like a 47% completion rate or something like that. So it's not like he's lighting it up. But I don't know if anyone watched that Kansas game. He won that Kansas game with his legs, basically by himself. It was an awesome game to watch. He decided this week that he was sitting out the rest of the season, taking his red shirt because he only played 4 games, because UNLV's only played 4 games. And he's transferring because they apparently only offered him $12,000 in NIL.
He only had 86 yards passing. 124 yards.
Yeah, no, he was awesome on the ground. He couldn't be stopped. And then, but after that, their running back announced that he's doing the same thing.
Well, so the thing is, did you see the headline from this? I'm like, okay.
I
I'm
didn't
like,
see
come
that.
on
I saw
now.
a running
I'm
back.
like, 4th leading rusher. Is this what we're reporting now? The 4th for UNLV. Oh, they were just trying to tell a cherry.
Yeah.
These kids are apparently promised money.
Yeah.
Now, the kid who transferred from NC State, the running back, and he wasn't that good over there. Didn't really do anything. But it's just like this, the situation that we knew would eventually come up down the road with NIL. It's just been such a free reign.
Yeah.
I don't really know what the rules are.
Well, it's the Wild West. There's no rules. And, I mean, UNLV is trying to put out, their deflectors that, we were thinking about starting the other quarterback, and, this is kind of a lie. He's trying to get out ahead of the what do you want to call it, the narrative, instead of getting benched. So, but then also there's people coming out saying that he got a huge offer from a bigger school, and that's why he wants to take this redshirt year so he can go play somewhere else next year. So who knows what's actually real?
Why not? You're trying to get this money, and If you have the chance for a red shirt, why not use it? You know that you made the business decision right now up front, especially when you're hot.
Yeah.
You know, you're going to look good right now. The passing game's not great, but you know what you can do. You won at a higher level, and why not go into it with a better perspective? Like, hey, I'm not getting done right the way I was told I was going to be done. Like, why not just save another year and go somewhere else?
True. And it kind of sucks for UNLV because they look like they might be in line for that playoff spot, being the 5th highest ranked conference champion. So we'll see how the rest of the season goes, man.
Checking Mike's chat. Is this one good now? I'm reading good on this one.
How am I looking?
Justin's alive. There we go. That's what we like to hear. All right.
We need headphones, baby.
I have him. I have the splitter and everything. Just didn't bring it this time. So, going over week 4 recap here. Nebraska, Illinois, great game on that Friday night.
I mean, I love these Friday night games that we're getting. Thursday nights, Friday night games. It seems like the matchups are just perfect for like what you want out of a Friday night game. Not too high caliber teams, but they're both ranked pretty well, and they're putting on great shows. It did suck. I personally, I didn't want to see Nebraska lose though, because you kind of want that blue blood mentality to come back and be revamped back into college football. Seeing Nebraska have that energy again was a breath of fresh air that we just haven't seen in decades.
Mm-hmm. But I do like seeing Illinois win too. But we sat here and we said Nebraska probably is going to win this game. Mm-hmm. It went into overtime, and we said we're not going to lock it. Illinois looks good too. And now sitting in going into this week, Illinois is going to Penn State, and it's their minus or plus 17.5 dogs. So I like that. But yeah, no, they look good.
Yeah, I ended up going with Illinois.
Brett Bielema is the coach there, right?
Yeah,
right, yeah.
He's looking fatter than ever.
Super fat, super round, but he's doing good. Did you hear unnecessary roughness? Brandon Walker was like, fatties are up.
Oh, yeah.
Who's up, who's down? He's like, fatties are up. All these Sam Pittman, Brent Bielema, all these fatties are up.
Yeah, that game was awesome. I don't know if y'all have heard this stat, but Nebraska in like their last 7 overtime games has not scored a single point. Not a single point, which is absolutely insane. Luke Altmaier, he might be like kind of a legitimate quarterback, which makes me sick because he was committed to FSU until signing day and signed with Ole Miss. And man, would I like to have him at FSU right now instead of freaking DJ.
Altmaier looks good. I feel like he should put on a little bit of weight.
He's a small kid.
He's a small guy, but I don't know. He's doing the job. Illinois. I mean, the way Penn State's looking, we could have an interesting week this week. So great game on a Friday night. Have in my notes here, orgy in the end zone. It's self-explanatory. We talked about it. Michigan trounced USC, made them look terrible, pantsed them.
They really like trounce. Like trounce is a hard
for like how we thought the game was gonna go.
I don't know. I mean, this was a game we had to see both teams get tested for real. Like you can't really you have to take the Texas game.
Well, if you're having an orgy, you should probably get tested.
This is true. You take the Texas game with a grain of salt because that's just a different world. Michigan's not that level anymore. We know that they competed last year and they did so well, but that's a whole different team, whole different program, whole different coaching staff. So seeing that game, USC, they're on the come up. In my perspective, because really that program is doing what it needed to do. Like it's not just going like we're going to try and win with points, have nothing on the defensive side of things, and they're turning that around. But it's still not all there. And seeing Michigan play ball like that, I was like, okay, so you guys can still compete.
They got out physical. USC got out physical.
That's the thing. The Big Ten's going to bring that. And if USC, they're not really in Big Ten shape. They're in Pac-12 shape still. So
we sat here. Joey was.
I said that it was they out Big Ten'd them. That's how they won.
Did out Big Ten them, and they did look bigger. Like the O line for Michigan looked massive compared to USC's D line, and that at the end of the day, like it wore down USC, and they broke that one big run. It wasn't with Donovan Edwards. It was with their other running back. But he's a hoss. Michigan, we apologize.
I don't apologize.
Y'all must not go back and listen to the podcast like I do. We shit on them. We said Michigan's trash. That.
I still think they might be trash.
Okay, could be trash. Maybe USC's trash too. All right, Joey, FSU.
Dub City.
You got a dub. What led to this dub?
The defense. I mean, that's about it. The defense played amazing in this game. They're starting to come alive, really. And I mean, the defensive line played a lot better. Marvin Jones Jr. in the fourth quarter took over the game, had 2 sacks, had a couple other big plays. And he came into this game without a single tackle for loss or sack on the season. Patrick Payton had a couple of big plays. I mean, we just shut him down, blocked a kick somewhere in there. Their field goal kicker, after drilling like the easiest 51-yarder of all time, missed 2 short ones, which was huge for us. But the offense still looks inept. So, I mean, what do we do?
Do you
there?
all think you deserve that win?
I think we deserved it because of the defense. But, I mean, DJ doesn't deserve it. He still looks like the same
Cal
quarterback.
Gave that away.
Cal
I think it was
look
Cal
good.
fashion. Like, it's. I told people, I was like, I feel this one coming. Like, I feel a Cal performance coming. They'll look like they're doing something right, and then they'll just Cal it away.
Yeah, I mean, it is what it is. I mean, we won the game, they lost it.
They didn't look good at all.
No, they look like shit. Like, compared to what we saw in the previous weeks, like versus Auburn, they looked good.
Well, now that Auburn win doesn't look as good either because Auburn looks
Auburn's
terrible.
trash.
With Hugh Freeze, it looks god awful. They're falling apart.
Yeah, agreed.
And he goes into his press conference. Just talk about Auburn real quick. He goes into his press conference, says 9 out of 10 times we win that game. That's it. That's an
Freeze is
insane thing to say.
Such a
That's
dickhead.
besides the one time he played the game and he lost by 10 points. It was 24-14, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just don't. No,
And he blamed it all on his quarterback too, and which Hugh Freeze is a huge component of it not being his fault. Him and Jimbo Fisher have that in common.
I mean, did you see Bo Wallace tweets about
Yeah,
it? Dude,
it's like he
we should
always
talk about
blames
that.
quarterback.
Bo Wallace went ape shit. Like, he went to Twitter and he let everybody hear it from his time at Ole Miss.
Yeah, Hugh
He's
Freeze
like,
piece of shit.
he did help me and everything. But then once it came away and I'm not really doing that good, it's not his fault. It's mine.
See, when we get in the studio next week or the week after, I'll be able to pull that shit up, be able to go back to our basically online route there. That'll be sick.
Can't wait.
Can't wait for it. It's about to get a whole lot better. All right, so FSU, 1-3 on the season.
1-0 in our last one.
Yeah, 1-0 in the last one. So a dub's a dub.
A dub is a dub.
And James Blackman still sucks.
Oh yeah, he's not good.
All right, cool. Just checking in. Anything else on FSU?
I mean, it's not like I feel great about him going forward.
Yeah.
That entire stadium might be wiped away after this weekend. But.
Oh, well, you never know. That's why we're playing at Cal this week. They knew it. They knew it ahead of time.
Hey, Jim Cantori is in Tallahassee right now. That's all I'm going to say.
Not great.
Yeah, not looking good. Stay safe. Panama City peeps with the hurricane coming through. All right, next, Florida gets a win at Mississippi State, the Mullen Bowl, without Dan Mullen. And to me, still the same, like, kind of boring offense that we've seen Billy do. But we learned a couple things. Aiden Mazzell is that guy. He's athletic. Had a big athletic touchdown called back. It was like 60-something yards. Get called back on a terrible blindside block penalty against Montrell Johnson. What was that? That was bullshit.
I saw that. That was a stupid play.
That was terrible.
One, and also threw the kid out of the game. But, I mean,
Yeah.
I don't really know off the top of my head, but 45 points in an SEC game by Napier, I feel like that's probably got to be one of the most, if not the most, by him. So I feel like, respectfully, this is a trend in a direction that we haven't seen him go. So 45 in an SEC game, I'm going to take that, pretty good. I'm like, hey, that's a good game for y'all.
Yeah, no, I'm going to take it, but, at the same time, like, Mississippi State sucks. Yeah. They're bad.
Yeah.
They're real bad. This is if you play Miami, it's 17 points, maybe 10 points. If you play a team like Georgia, if you play the rest of our schedule, that 45 is not 45.
No.
You know what I'm saying? It's not going to get the job done to me. But Graham did look good. He actually threw the ball down the field. I saw him going through his progressions. He even went through like all of his progressions in the first or second. No, it was probably the second or third drive, and then took off up the middle for a nice run. So he looked good. Lagway still kind of getting comfortable throwing the ball.
I mean, that's the thing. Our completion percentage was crazy. Mertz went 19 for 21. Lagway a perfect 7 for 7.
Yeah.
Now, Mertz barely broke 200 with 201, but still. You keep the short game going up. I mean, outside of that, you're seeing 226 on the ground with 3 touchdowns from a whole bunch of guys. But like Montrell Johnson, that guy had 68 yards, only on 15 carries. So, I mean, we saw the offense look better, but once again, it was only State, so not like we're.
And that's pretty much his game, is like these little dink and dunk, short to medium passes. And then once in every while, he'll hit a long one. But I haven't seen him do that against like a really fucking good team, and we need to see that happen.
Mertz is known for his completion percentage, but that's because he doesn't take a ball past the sticks.
Extremely accurate baby arm.
Yeah, he doesn't really go past the sticks.
Don't you call him baby arm?
Baby arm.
Don't you calling Graham Mertz baby arm?
Yeah, that's what
But
all
DJ. What is
Wisconsin.
DJ's terrible?
Well, DJ's got a really strong arm, but he's just not accurate. It's the opposite. They're like the
His
complete
completion
opposite
percentage
quarterbacks.
versus Georgia
No
Tech was
arm
literally
at
all
all.
passes before the sticks.
Well, yeah, that's
And then he had
play
that one.
calling.
And he had that one deep ball that was good, but that was it.
Yeah, that's play calling. That's not a. I don't know why they don't take more deep.
Well, y'all
shots
got your
with
offensive coordinator back last week too.
We
right?
did,
And
and
you
we
guys got a few guys
scored
back on the
14
line.
points.
Yeah,
Still,
and that wasn't a lot of points.
Not a lot of points for the offensive coordinator being like, if you're gonna say that was the issue or not. I don't think you're making that claim.
no,
Yeah.
no, I'm not. I'm
No.
actually.
I mean, in the past, like when you see coaches get suspended, it doesn't really have that much of an effect.
Yeah.
no, because they're still a coach during the week. It's just not there. He's not a play caller. I mean, it's not.
Like they know what they want them to call.
I'm actually kind of in favor of him getting fired this year because our offensive line is so trash. So,
Oh, your OC or your offensive coordinator? Because you're O-line coach too, right?
yeah.
Yeah.
You know someone's got to get fired. It's FSU. You know
there's going
someone,
to be-
someone's getting
It's not
fired.
going to be
Going
Norvell.
to be no, it's not Norvell.
I mean,
We're
if
talking-
y'all
yeah.
if y'all lose out the rest of the year, you're still not
no,
firing.
we're not
Norvell.
firing Mike.
Who's paying that $60 million? I don't think anybody can. I know you'll have like one of your alumni invented spandex, but like she shelled that out for.
She won't shell it out. That's the damn issue.
she shelled it out
We'll name the stadium Spanx Stadium. Bybound Field is Spanx Stadium. We'll name the entire university Florida Spanx University if she just give us her money.
She shelled out the money for Taggart. She shelled out $13 million for Taggart.
Well, we need more.
Joey's saying, let's talk about the lack of development at the line. So that's kind of what you were hinting at there.
Yeah, we don't develop anybody, and then we bring in these transfers. And offensive line is not a position that you can plug and play transfers at. It's few and far between for that. So I mean, we're bringing in decent recruits. None of them are playing. None of them get playing time. What does that mean? It's lack of development. That's on your O-line coach. He needs to either go get better recruits or he needs to develop some young guys, and neither of that's happening.
There you go. Satisfying. All right. Two other Florida schools that played last week. We had locks on them. I had lock on Miami. Joey had a lock on USF at plus 16.5. Miami rolls. Cam Ward looks like a badass saying, hey, we're running the ball right here. And they did. Still scored. Against USF, though, I think Miami's real. I think Miami, can we admit Miami's real on this couch?
We'll see. I mean,
Miami played Florida for the first time, so now the Florida fans are like, Miami's real. FSU's like,
I mean, it's Miami. They usually are good at the beginning of the season, and then they fall off down the stretch. They do have an extremely easy schedule this year, so we'll see how it might last longer than it does usually, and it got easier with how bad FSU is. I will say USF's quarterback kept him in this game for a decent amount of time. Then he got banged up, and they really fell off after that. He missed a couple drives. I'm pretty sure he came back in. I kind of stopped watching a little bit. But they were trending towards covering this game until that happened. So I still think USF's legit. I'm going to be on them this week again. So
you going to be on them this week again?
Yeah, I'm not losing faith. As long as that quarterback's playing.
I like that. All right, moving on. I just had to address this because we hit the who cares button on them last week. The Vandy Missouri game, we hit the who cares. Vandy almost took Missouri to overtime at Missouri.
Yeah.
So
No, they took them to overtime.
Yeah,
double
they did.
overtime.
Oh, did they take them to overtime?
Double overtime. They only beat it by 3.
That's right, because they kicked a field goal in overtime, and then they missed a field goal, and then I think it was like a double miss at some point.
We had us on a separate on one of those
So wait, Vandy
lesser
really,
TVs.
Vandy really should have won this game if they don't miss an extra point, right?
Yeah.
Well, it was in double overtime. They probably had to go for 2 and didn't get it.
Well, no. So like I'm seeing 6 in the second, but they Vandy had 7 in OT, and then Missouri had 10. So I the way I saw it, Missouri scored on that. They scored a field goal on that first drive and a double overtime, and I think they missed the field goal for Vandy now on the next one.
Yeah. So is Missouri overrated? That's the question here. Is Missouri overrated?
I think so. I've watched them a couple times this year, and I just don't think I haven't been that impressed with them at all. They're not the team of last year, even though they still have Brady Cook and Luther Burden. But it's hard to repeat like that.
They're gonna play good games, but I think Vandy's fun. I just want to say this: like Vandy's
Frisky.
they're gonna have fun. Pavlov's like I love Pavlov's. That kid's cool. It's refreshing to see Vandy like play with some like it's kind of fun to watch them play right now, you know. But really, when it comes to Missouri, they got A&M next week. Then it goes UMass, Auburn, Alabama, OU. So once you hit that Alabama, OU, South Carolina, I think South Carolina's a trap game. You go through probably your 2 hardest games on the schedule, and then you head into Columbia's.
Columbus.
What it's called? They changed the name.
And you head into Columbia, and I feel like that's a trap game for them. So, but I feel like they're gonna. This A&M game is gonna be interesting. It's at 11 a.m. It's in Kyle Field. 11 a.m. in Kyle Field. I think this is Jimbo's birthday weekend next weekend. For some reason, A&M's always played good on his birthday weekend.
But he's not the coach. He's not a coach anymore.
I'm still, man. Like their biggest wins have came during Jimbo's birthday weekend.
Yeah, he recruited all the players, so maybe they're just going to play one for him.
I mean, I think the curse or the spell or whatever you want to say leaves once you stop. You know, I'm still convinced to this day the Seminole tribe might have put a blood curse on the Florida football program. I think that could be what happened with it.
Them.
Yeah, some of their Native American rituals or something. I don't know too much about it, but
I don't know why you're looking at me. I don't know anything about Native American rituals.
It might not have anything to do with the administration.
I did take the Seminole Indian class at Florida State, so maybe they taught me a little something. Maybe I went down there, put a little curse on them.
I bet you fucking did. I stayed in a Holiday Inn and Express last night, so we're even. All right. Tennessee beat Oklahoma at Oklahoma. Welcome to the SEC, Oklahoma. Screw you guys. Tennessee looked good. Didn't blow them out. I didn't think they were going to blow them out.
Yeah.
I mean, but they look good.
Don't let the score fool you here. I mean, Tennessee was well comfortable. It's one of those games where they were really leading by 2 scores, and 16 points, that's, the farthest you can be in 2 scores. So it really was a 3-score game, in my opinion, that they were leading. And then you see them get that touchdown late in the game, and the Tennessee is really like, we're just going to milk clock here. So I think they didn't blow them out, but they definitely handled and controlled that game with ease.
Yeah, I mean, I think there's some stat that Tennessee didn't run the ball on first, or ran the ball every first down in the second half. They were kind of playing with their food here. I mean, they could have won this game by however many points they wanted to. I mean, this is, like I said, the easiest game on the board. It was my biggest bet last week. I mean, Oklahoma, they changed quarterbacks. The weird thing is they ran Dylan Gabriel out of town for this quarterback that they brought in, this stud freshman. And what are we, 4 games into the season, and they're already done with him? And they're switching quarterbacks. And the other kid actually came in and looked
that's how OU is.
a little decent.
Spencer Rattler and then Caleb Williams. I mean, that's how they are there. They just – am I unplugged? No, you're good. Okay, cool.
Okay.
Rob's over here.
I'm setting Jacob up.
Tinkering.
If he wants to hop in as the Alabama guy.
Yeah, we'll see. But yeah, no, Tennessee looks legit. Like I said, they could have scored as many points as they wanted in this game. OU, again, it's like the USC. They might not be ready for this new conference out there. And Brent Venables, is he on the hot seat or is he?
That's the thing. And so I've had Venables on the hot seat going into this year because it's going to be a year that you have to have some sort of success to like keep your job.
Right.
Now, I mean, what type of seat does he have? Does he have like a Billy Napier seat?
Yeah, I mean, he is an OU guy, is he not? So I mean, it's going to might be like Scott Frost.
Well, he was an OU guy, but they ran him out of town.
Oh, did they? Oh, yeah, under Bob
Stoops.
Stoops.
Yeah, they ran him out of town.
We'll see. I mean, I think that.
I don't think not this year. Not this year yet.
I think there's a chance he's gone after this year.
Coming from a Florida fan, like this guy's used to anything. He's like,
no. I'm saying
Florida fans like to fire everybody.
Yeah, we like to fire. I'm just saying he had a good year last year, but it does suck that your first year in the SEC, your first game you get whooped, and you're looking over, down south, and you're like, Texas and Austin, they're ranked number 1. They're looking like they're gonna, mow over the SEC to the championship. Now, look at the schedules. Texas schedule, not all that hard compared to like
Oklahoma's got a tough one.
Yeah, they got a tough schedule, and then the whole SEC scheduling this year, super fucked up.
What do you mean?
Look at Florida's schedule compared to like Missouri's schedule or Tennessee's schedule. It's not.
Well, that's what's going to happen with this.
Tennessee's
the way they're doing.
got to play Alabama and Georgia.
Yeah.
Well, that's fine. That's fine. I'm just saying. Look, take a look at.
I think Texas has a pretty interesting.
Texas has to play Georgia, but
I know they have to play Georgia.
Yeah, they got to play Georgia, OU. That's it.
But this happened.
That's it. They got Vandy. They got Kentucky. Arkansas,
A&M.
A&M. Well, it's good they got A&M.
Michigan. From
Michigan,
preseason,
yeah.
this schedule looked pretty like okay, this could be something. But really, it's like the other 4 weeks in, we're like, not really.
Yeah, and we'll talk about the game coming up this week. They're going to absolutely grape Mississippi State.
Yeah, they're going to grape
yeah,
them.
Yeah, dude, that's going to be bad.
Quinn's not playing though, right? They're going to hold him. He is playing next week, but they know they don't really need him this week, so they're not going to really force him.
No.
But I mean, for Arch, he's boosting his Heisman on it.
He's doing good. Yeah, I think so. I think didn't you say last week that they have the same Heisman odds?
I did.
Oh, yeah, pretty much.
You did. Okay. Oh yeah, that was you at Old Hickory, huh? Yeah.
They were both sitting 21.
Are we talking Texas now? 'Cause
Texas.
It's super weird.
We don't have to talk about
everyone
this week, but
everyone thinks that Arch Manning is just going to take the job from Quinn Ewers. People have been trying to give Arch Manning that job for 3 years now.
Yeah.
It feels like. I mean, Quinn Ewers is a good quarterback. He went into the big house, dog walked Michigan. I mean, he's been good since he's been there. He does have injury problems, so I mean that's not good. But yeah, he made the playoffs. He really had a good game in that game in the second half. So
I mean, if it wasn't for like Justin Fields and C.J. Stroud, I mean, this guy would be, he would be at Ohio State,
Correct. Yeah.
So, I mean, there's a difference there. Like this kid can play anywhere. Like what was he making? Like he was making an absurd amount. Like he had made like almost $1 million. It only took one snap at Ohio State.
Yeah, he made a ridiculous amount. Then he came to Texas and made even more. He was the one that got his Ferrari stolen, wasn't it? In his first year at Texas.
Yeah.
Oh shit! All right, so I feel like we're eagerly moving to next week already.
Yep.
And so why not just bring it up? Friday night game, old Big East matchup. Virginia Tech goes to Miami. Miami is obviously favorite. Do we have the spread? Justin, you're going to have to pull up the spreads and stuff while I pull these up.
I need the Wi-Fi.
Oh, no, he needs the Wi-Fi. Never mind, I got it. It's fine. Joey, you can work on giving him the Wi-Fi while we do it. So Miami, Virginia Tech. Virginia Tech had a close game opening up with Vandy. They trounced Old Dominion at one point because I definitely locked in Old Dominion wrongly, bigly wrongly. And, Miami minus 20 now on ESPN, though. That's a lot of points, but I think it's doable. I think it's doable for Miami. I think Cam Ward is big-time Heisman talk right now. Like, people are looking at him, and they're like, yeah, he's going to end up in New York at the end of the season if he keeps playing how he's playing.
Yeah, I mean, he's playing well. I mean, they should dog walk Virginia Tech here. Being a Friday night game, it is at Miami. So, I mean, if this was at Virginia Tech, I would say potential trap game here. Just it's ACC midweek game. They like to that's where a lot of upsets happen. But I just don't really see. I mean, I don't really see Virginia Tech doing anything here. They're pretty much trash. So I'm not locking it in. But I would take Miami.
Yeah, I don't think I'm locking it in either. I'm taking Miami to win, and I think if I had to say anything, I might go with Virginia Tech with the points. Just
like 19 and a half.
Yeah, 19 is something like that. Just because it's.
I don't know if I would.
It's so close. I mean, I could see a Miami trounce again. I could see it.
I wouldn't bet against Miami right now.
Yeah.
That's
It's too early in the season for them to screw it up.
Yeah, this is not financial advice, but we're advising you not to bet against Miami for sure.
Don't bet against Miami. Also, we'll get into this later.
Yeah.
We'll get in the game of the week.
I need a fresh.
Yeah, I mean, we're in game week now. This is game week.
Game of the week.
Game of the week? Yeah, true.
Talk about that line later.
Yeah. All right. So moving on to our next game here. This is SEC matchup. The Fighting Lane Kiffins. Where in the fuck is my graphic? All right, we're about to pull this up. All right, Lane Kiffin hosting the Kentucky Wildcats. It's somewhere in here.
I believe in you.
Ole Miss, favorite, minus 17.5 at Ole Miss. I mean, Kentucky held Georgia pretty close, right? So Kentucky holds Georgia close, and then we're all thinking, hey, Kentucky, are you doing something this year? Are you not doing something this year? Can you let us know? Because Ole Miss is hosting you, and they're gonna beat the brakes off you if you don't have a good defense.
Well, the thing about Ole Miss is like everyone's like hyping up their stats.
There we
and
go.
everything.
Jesus Christ, we got it now.
Good Lord.
Cheese and Christ.
But I mean, they went Furman 76-0, Middle Tennessee 52-3, Wake Forest 46. Georgia Southern 52-13. They've also been free money. They are 4-0 against the spread too right now. So, if anything, you're not going to bet against Ole Miss right now. But they do play Kentucky, who this is the weird part. You know, Kentucky, where everyone's like, oh, yeah, South Carolina, they struggled. Or everyone's like, at Kentucky, South Carolina dog walks them. It's like, okay, well, Kentucky clearly sucks. And then South Carolina should have beat LSU. And then we see Kentucky go play Georgia. It's like, oh, man. And really, like, everyone's talking about, the pick six that could call back. I was like, it's different if it's a bad call or anything, but it was just an incomplete pass.
Yeah, no,
it's
that
like,
was for sure.
If this was 20 years ago, maybe that play got away because you don't really have the technology that we have today.
Yeah, it was the right call for sure. I said on last week on the podcast.
That was the wrong call.
Why?
That was the wrong because it was called a pick six, and then it was overturned. If it was called the other way, I could see it. If it was called a pick
clearly
six.
incomplete.
No, it was not clearly incomplete.
I remember this differently. I mean, it was 2 weeks ago, but
He had the ball in his hand, and by the camera angle, like
why would the ball pop up? Why would the ball pop
because
up?
he's turning over.
You think he's going to flick the ball that high?
No, I think he had the ball, and the impact of the ground with him turning, he tried to trap it and it went up. He has it in two hands as he's hitting the ground, and the ball can touch the ground if you have possession of it.
Well, I mean, if he
didn't
lost
hold
possession when he hit the ground,
yeah, that means
that's
he didn't hold control.
Yeah.
So here's two things.
But how it's called on the field
Okay.
and how the camera angle is, that's what I'm saying.
Well, here's the thing. If you're saying the ball hit the ground, period, one, if he held control, then he would have been down right there because that would have been a catch if he held control through the ground. But he didn't, and because he lost control because of the ground, making that an incomplete pass.
Right.
I see what you're saying. I still think it's the wrong call because in the camera angle, when the ball's touching the ground, both of his hands are on it, and in that moment, he's possessing it, and then he's turning over, and then the camera loses sight of the ball. And then that's when he loses control. So I'm thinking the ground is not causing it because at that point, the ground's not touching the ball. It's just him losing it, and it didn't touch the ground again. The guy caught it in the air.
This is lawyer talk.
Yeah,
Does sound like lawyer talk,
yeah.
Attorney.
Pretty good. Not bad.
What I was going to say, though, last week I said Kentucky, bet on against them as favorites, bet on them as underdogs. I didn't use this last week because they were playing some no-name school. I didn't want to test it out there, which I think they covered, so probably should have.
They played Ohio. They covered.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Well.
exactly. So I wasn't going to do it there. But I'm probably going to test it out here. I'm probably going to take Kentucky. Apparently, I've heard from a good source that Mark Stoops coaches differently whenever they're underdogs, which is the stupidest thing in the world, if that's true. But we're going to test it out.
I mean,
That's
yeah.
all I'm basing that off on.
It's not a bad logic.
Are you locking this in?
No, I got my
Okay,
locks.
you got me excited for a second. I was getting real
I mean, it's not a
excited.
bad logic because you think back like all the Florida games and everything like that he's won. It's like
Yeah.
they were underdogs. Yeah,
Kentucky
the Georgia
wins.
game is like they're underdogs.
We'll see. I mean, I was counting Kentucky's dead after that South Carolina game, and then they tried to beat Georgia, so we'll see.
Try to beat Georgia.
Try to beat Georgia.
If you're gonna try to beat Georgia, you're gonna have to beat Georgia big time. Yeah, I think Ole Miss might cover here, but like I'm kind of with you if he's gonna coach different. Like you said, you've said this numerous times.
I said it twice.
You said it numerous times.
More than once.
I think we're gonna see a Kentucky that starts to fight. You're not gonna see a Kentucky like the week against South Carolina, and I think they do end up, making it a game. 17 points, a lot of points. I think Ole Miss would be the team to do it, but we haven't seen Ole Miss sputter yet, so I'm not.
Ole Miss has also played absolutely nobody
right.
this season.
So that's why I'm gonna stay away from it. All right, next game. This has big Big 12 implications. Oklahoma State going to Kansas State here.
This one's interesting. What's the spread?
The spread is -4.5 Kansas State at home. I like that. I like that with how Oklahoma State lost to Utah last week, with how they looked against Arkansas. Pretty much got handed the game there, almost lost at home. Ollie Gordon hasn't been doing too much this entire year. Kansas State loses a big one last week, right? Loses a big one last week against BYU. I think they bounce back and get Oklahoma State here. Not locking it in, but I like Kansas State to beat Oklahoma State.
I think I agree with you. These two teams are weird right? I mean, I don't think Oklahoma State's good. I said that last week. I think they're super overrated at 12 or whatever they were. They went and got trounced by Utah without Cam Rising, which that was a surprise to me because I thought Utah without Cam Rising would lose that game. Kansas State loses 1 to BYU. How good is BYU? That's the question. That was a weird game to watch. There's a weird punt return. There's a bunch of we called fuck shit. It was a fuck shit game. Fuck shit was happening in that game
Fuck
the
shit
entire
was
time.
happening.
Which one? Utah, OK State?
No, BYU, Kansas State.
Golly, I was like, this is the most BYU win ever.
Yeah, and it was. I had BYU money line plus 7.5. It was one of the rare wins I had last week. I only talk about my wins. So I'm gonna take Kansas State.
Never admit those losses.
No, never admit the
That
losses.
Still want to tell anybody.
Right. I'm gonna take Kansas State. I think they're just a better football team. So we'll see. Avery Johnson. I cannot decide whether he's good or not either.
Right now, I mean, I like the kid because he's young and like he's competing some big games.
He's got wheels.
But golly, man, I don't know. OK State's weird. Like you expected more out of them because of Ollie. It's like, oh man, I don't.
He's been bad. He's not just been
really
like average. He's not.
He kind of reminds me of what Chuba Hubbard was there. You
Yeah.
remember like Chuba, like he was like really good. It's like, all right, going into your senior year, this guy should like Heisman potential.
Right.
Going to be great.
Chuba putting up some big fantasy points this past week.
14.
Oh, really? It was like 25.
I don't know. I didn't have him anywhere. So
Nah, it was like 25.
I don't know. He got 14 carries. He had 21 carries. I know that. Yeah, but it was off fantasy talk. But like kind of like Chuba, like he was like really good. Goes into senior year, nothing. And that happens with running backs a lot, man. That happens with running backs a lot.
There we go. How about that? How about that
beautiful.
setup? You like
look
that?
at that,
You
Robert.
like that? That's
producing on the spot.
I
That's
know.
all
I
the
was
spot
watching
producing.
him. He's like tinkering. He's like,
Woo.
I'm like, damn.
Here we
This
go.
is pretty good stuff, right?
And we're getting the comments rolling in. The Kissin' Kiffins, Yosemite Sam versus Tom. Yeah, you guys like these vintage logos? I like the vintage logos. I think we're
I
going
love
to
'em.
continue to use these vintage logos.
You can find some pretty ugly ones. Like if you were to pull up a Syracuse one and you pull up that old Syracuse mascot.
Yeah.
You see that guy?
I have
Oh
not.
God,
but
it's pretty gnarly.
We had some good ones last week.
These are going to be something more of the same.
But we'll see. Gundy likes to pull out some bullshit too every now and then. So maybe he's got something in store for Kansas State.
That's all. That's the weird thing about Gundy, man. Like Gundy's like he'll just pull something out of his ass.
God, that guy, he has a job for life, doesn't he? And you can tell if you ever go look at his press conferences, he doesn't give a shit. He cares nothing. What was it? Did I say it last week? They asked him about a player, and it's like, why did you end up taking this guy out of the transfer portal? And he's like, well, do you want the real answer, or do you want the coach answer? And they're like, well, we want the real answer. He was like, well, we could afford him. So that's why we took him. That's the guy who doesn't give a shit.
This is the guy. It's like to get him.
Now
out
here's
there,
a guy.
They're going after John Gruden, this guy, to get rid of him. You
Oh,
know?
yeah.
Well, they don't want to. They love him
No,
down
they
there.
love him there. Like he fits their culture, you know.
Oh, yeah, he's the perfect Oklahoma State coach.
He's like, it's like OK State and OU. It kind of reminds me of like Mississippi State, Ole Miss. You know, Ole Miss, they're the nicer. And then Mississippi State, they're like, they're the sticks. Man.
Yeah.
They got that country to them, and I feel like that's the same thing for Howard. That would be in Oklahoma. I don't know much about the Midwest, so I ain't gonna talk on it.
Fair.
All right. So don't have too graphic for these next two games, but we got to talk about them because I have some locks. First game I got to lock in, BYU at Baylor. I like BYU big time in this game. BYU is plus
So
3.5.
I don't know how much I missed, but did we talk about Baylor, Colorado?
Oh shit! No, that was the last one to talk about. So let's talk about it now.
Yeah,
Yeah, let's talk about it now.
We missed that.
Yeah.
Holy shit!
What an ending! What an ending! Right, Joey highly disappointed in this game.
Yeah, I had Baylor money line. That was very frustrating.
I mean, but like for a way to go out, bad beat of all bad beats. But,
I mean, what are they doing at Baylor? I mean, the first Hail Mary hits the guy wide open. He drops it.
In the chin.
And the second Hail Mary, they had a one-on-one coverage on the last play of the game, and lets the guy catch it.
I don't know how you don't have 8 guys standing in that damn end zone.
Right. Well, they
How
did
do you
the
have
thing where
8?
they had all the guys on one side and one guy on the other. So every single defender's on the other side except for the one. How do you let that happen? Roll it. What safety over there? If you have one guy over there, Baylor wins that football game.
It was like I forget what NFL game this was, but I think it was Seattle and I think Miami. But yeah, Miami's lining up for a Hail Mary, and Seattle has one guy on the defensive line, and there's 5 Miami guys. He's
Right.
like, I'm gonna go at him. It's just like that's what you should be looking like if you're Baylor. There's no sense of having anybody else in that up above that front seven. I mean,
Right.
They're going to get a throw off. Like it doesn't matter. Yeah, that was just crazy. I mean, cool for Colorado to have that, like to have some fun, and keep their whatever that nonsense party that Deion Sanders is doing right now. You remember last year, man, like Deion Sanders, I was riding that guy for weeks. I mean, I was really doing CU probably my first 5 weeks out of CU lock.
Yeah.
But this year I'm just like, golly, it's ugly. I hate it. I hate every piece of it.
Ride that guy for 5 weeks.
That's good.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, Dave Aranda, I didn't watch his press conference afterwards. I need to go back and watch it because he's a serial killer. He has people in the basement, I swear to God. So I'm sure he went back and murdered some innocent people after that game.
This podcast is consistent. We are consistent in our thoughts.
Mm-hmm.
Joey gonna file a complaint in Texas. I guess would that be the
he is coaching in Waco now.
middle district of Texas. Yeah, so could be a serial killer, could be a good head coach, could be a bad head coach. We don't know yet. We'll find out. But now they got BYU. After BYU trounces Kansas State, and pretty much a primetime spot. Like everyone was kind of watching this game. It was one of the only games on at that point. So we're just sitting here going, wow, is Kansas State bad? Is BYU good? I think BYU being underdogs in this game is crazy to me. I'm taking them. I'm locking them in. That's my first lock of the week. Plus 3.5. Give it to me. I'll ride them Mormons. I'll soak with them all week long for 5 weeks.
How are you riding?
I think that's how. Well, that's tricky.
Are you pushing them up?
I don't.
Are you jumping next
You can't
to 'em?
push. There can be no movement.
I
Yeah.
know, but like you could push up with your feet on the bed.
So what we're gonna have to do here,
to
Justin,
elevate them.
is me and Robert are gonna be on the bed soaking, and you're gonna have to jump up and down because
You're
I'm
gonna have to jump up
also
and
locking in BYU.
Oh no!
I had so much fun. I had so much fun watching BYU last week that I got to roll with them again.
Since y'all are enjoyed soaking so much, I'll do the push and I'll lock in BYU as well.
Oh,
Wow,
nice.
wow.
This is
You know
going
what that
to
means?
be
If
a loss.
if we miss this,
Do not bet on this game.
if we miss this, we have to do a shot.
That's not
Anyways.
good. That's not good. All right, that's a good one.
I
Oh,
mean, last time we did it was like what, Texas,
Probably, I think so.
and we got it.
We did.
We got it.
But yeah, I don't know. I am a little bit worried about a trap game scenario here for BYU, so we'll see. Don't do this, Robert. We got the same luck on this game too.
yep. We're gonna have to do it, Joey. I'm sorry.
I'm not joining this one.
Maryland at Indiana. Joey's been riding them for weeks. He got me on the Indiana train. Or is it JMU disguised as Indiana train?
JMU West.
JMU West. All right. I got Indiana. I'm not going to talk too much about this game. I'm just hopping on the train. They're -7 against Maryland. I like it. Give me Indiana to cover.
Yeah, I'm doing the same thing. Indiana has been an ATM this year. Spagnetti, weirdo for sure. Might just be a great football coach. They're rolling, and I don't see them stopping.
All right. A game that kind of surprised me. I'm just sitting here thinking.
Shout out Davis.
I'm just sitting here thinking, man, and tell me if I'm wrong. Tell me if I'm wrong here. But this Northern Illinois at NC State game, like, dude, I'm not sure because NC State's been super bad. They've been super bad. And Northern Illinois went into Notre Dame, beat Notre Dame, and I think they might just go into NC State and beat them too.
Go for it.
All right. Here's what you're doing. You're falling for the Group of 5 small school win at Notre Dame. Who else fell for this? I did, as a Marshall fan.
There you go.
Well, we were literally on cloud 9. What did we do? We went into Notre Dame. We beat number 7 Notre Dame as the Marshall Thunder and Herd. Great game. I got drunk that night. It's a beauty. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful night. I will never forget it. Next week, we walk into Bowling Green, and we got our ass kicked. We go up 21-0 in the first 5 minutes. Didn't score the rest of the game. NIU. They had a bye week. Go face the MAC team in Buffalo. They lost.
Yep.
I think you're falling a little too hard into these Notre Dame games by these Group of 5 schools.
No.
I just personally wouldn't touch it.
I think it's a trap. Yeah, the spread, what is it?
Minus 6.5?
Yeah, I would take NC State here all day. I agree completely with Justin. I think Northern Illinois is not that good. I think that was just a weird game that Notre Dame wasn't up for, wasn't ready for.
Because Marshall,
NC State does suck.
Marshall
Don't get
had
me
a
wrong.
horrific
They
year.
suck.
Yeah.
They're going to beat Northern Illinois.
I got Northern Illinois.
Shot game? This is the shot game?
I'm down.
No, I don't want to make this a shot game. No, how dare you?
I'll look at them.
I don't want to do that. No way. There's way better other shot game on there.
You can't excuse the spread. That's what you're usually excusing. Spread's too big. It's a touchdown.
Well, then how about this? I'll do this shot game if we have 2 shot games this week because we didn't do one last week.
Okay.
All right. I'll take Northern Illinois.
I'm very confident in this
shot
game.
That's fine. That's why I want another game. I'm putting my neck out on the line for an African-American head coach. I'm just letting you guys know that. Putting my neck out on the line for an African-American. You can cover your mic. I'm still. Do you not know what this podcast is after we've been doing this for like 3-4 years now?
5 years now, right?
All right, yeah. So
because I showed up 4 seasons ago. Or something
We've
like
been
that.
doing this too long.
Yep, exactly.
I'd take a year off. We did it so long.
Yeah, Joey had to take a year off.
Davis taking a year off.
Davis is taking a year off
shout
because
out,
he's having a baby.
Yeah, Davis just had a baby. I don't know if y'all mentioned that last week, but
Congrats,
also,
Davis.
We mentioned it like the first week.
shout out Amanda. She's a brand new mom. It's her birthday today. Happy birthday to her.
Happy birthday. Happy birthday. Jacob, we do have a mic set up for you if you ever want to come talk Alabama. All right. You can come in.
I want to hear your
We'll let
real
you know.
opinion on the game, though.
Yeah, the real opinion.
I got an opinion on this game. I got something.
Wolfpack got no dogs this year, says Joey. Yeah, I don't think they do either. All right. Moving onward to the next game here. Let's see. Okay, this one pretty good one.
Holy Cross and Syracuse.
Holy Cross and Syracuse,
good one.
for sure. Got to talk about them. No.
Who cares?
Notre Dame and Louisville. We bet on Georgia Tech last week, plus 10.5 at Louisville.
Should have covered.
Should have covered. Didn't cover. Notre Dame looking like they're getting things going once again, potentially. But they got a ranked matchup with Louisville. And
Louisville's undefeated.
I think so.
Yeah, I think so, too.
Louisville, their coach, Jeff Brom, right? Mm-hmm. I think I'm a fan of that guy. I think he might be a pretty decent coach. He had a couple good teams at
Purdue.
That's what he was. And he brought the quarterback from Purdue last year and thought it might be a blip. But, hey, they're playing some football.
Yeah, they're playing football. And I like Brom. Like, I like his energy. I think he's a good football coach. Like, he's just a good football coach. He's not revolutionary. He's not going to make wonders over there, but he's a good football coach. 62-0 win over Austin Peay, and then 49-14 over Jack State, and then a 12-point win over Georgia Tech. So I feel like these are, I don't know. I feel like it's kind of Louisville fashion right now. Like it's not really, we're not really seeing, we're not seeing like Lamar Jackson style Louisville, like where there's like holy shit, these are numbers we've never seen out of y'all.
Right.
We're seeing like pretty traditional Louisville right now.
Lamar Jackson.
And Louisville. I mean, I guess they were playing at Louisville last year, but they did beat Notre Dame when Notre Dame was, I think, favored by a lot in that game. I like Louisville. I wish it was a little bit more. I wish it was a full touchdown and a half, but it's 6.5 here. But I'm not going to lock it in. I like them to. I do like them to win. I just do. I like them to beat Notre Dame.
You like Louisville to win?
Yes.
Okay.
I got Notre Dame.
I got Notre Dame as well. We could do this. Could be a shot game. I feel like that's even.
I thought the shot game was supposed to be it's 6.5. Well, I guess that's what we did the last one.
Yeah,
The
that's what
shot
we did
game
last-
should be something that's like 2,
3
2.5,
points.
and just outright.
Oh, okay. So y'all are just willing to gang up on me. That's fine. That's
Yeah,
okay.
that's correct.
That's fine. We'll find another shot game. It's okay. I think Notre Dame wins this game. But I wouldn't be surprised. I'm staying away from it. Wouldn't
Yeah.
be surprised if Louisville did.
I think it's a case of a good coach team versus a bad coach team. I don't think Marcus Freeman is that good.
I don't think we've said this before. We don't think he's the guy after that loss in Northern Illinois. I think.
After which loss to a Group of 5 team is he not the guy?
Yeah. That's the question. All right. So you're on Notre Dame. I'm on Notre Dame. You're on Louisville. Any last
Money
thoughts on
line.
Notre Dame? Money line. Yeah, money line, not the 6.5.
Well, I mean, I'm not locking any of it in, but
Yeah,
I
right,
think
right.
Louisville wins the game.
Okay, gotcha. So maybe by a field goal, something
Sure.
like that. Yeah,
Sure.
Safety,
They're going to cover the 6.5.
something. Oh, they're okay. I'm good. That's fine. You
I
good
just
on
got
Notre
Dame.
You got all right.
I think they should win this one. Just because we haven't really seen like Louisville like really step out of the boundaries. We're more seeing Georgia Tech. They're Georgia Tech still. Once we saw what Florida State is, we're like, okay, Georgia Tech's just really still Georgia Tech. So
Yeah.
That's where we're at right now.
All right, moving on. Next game, Illinois going. Well, I don't know why that says Nebraska going to Penn State. Well, Illinois played
It's
Nebraska.
such
last
an
time.
offensive logo, Robert. I mean, Jesus Christ.
That's their vintage logo.
Canceled.
What do you want me to do?
That's what we had to do to get canceled.
They're the Fighting Illini. What do you want me to do? They had an Indian as their logo.
I thought the Utah one was
the
offensive.
Utah one
week.
is offensive. It is also offensive. The nose is way bigger. This one, smaller nose, different colors, bigger headdress. Do you see that headdress?
The headdress is bigger. Does that make it less offensive or more offensive?
I don't know. It's perfectly circular, though. It's not like... That's a sick logo. I'm tired of being, like, teams canceling themselves. We're not talking about Nebraska. What should be canceled is Penn State's name after touching all those little boys. Look, Penn State is going to lose this game. I'm joking.
Lose it.
I'm joking. They might not lose this game. Illinois is going to cover this game, and I'm going to make it my third lock of the week. So suck on that if you don't like that logo. That's a good logo.
Yeah, I mean, we talked about Illinois and how they're solid, and Luke Altmaier's a good quarterback already. Penn State, man, I don't really know what to think of. There's a lot of people saying playoff. It would be hilarious if Penn State goes from being like the 8th best team in the nation to the 14th best team in the nation going forward and just keeps missing the playoff barely every year. So, I mean, I think Illinois goes in there. I think they cover. I think they're a solid football team. I have no idea if they win or not. So, I'm going to be betting Illinois plus 17.5.
That's right, Joey. Hop on it with me. Hop on it with
Win
me,
the
Joey.
game is a little tough. Did you see what they were trying to say?
Illinois plus 17.5.
Okay.
Yeah.
They were
You're hopping on the fight now.
Fighting Illini, yeah. I'm a big Fighting Illini guy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's racist.
The Fighting Zook. It's not racist, dude. Y'all are racist for not letting it happen.
They were trying to accuse Brett Bielema of a bunch of locker room material this week. Did you see that? And they just took a bunch of quotes out of context.
Locker room material.
Or what bulletin board
Well, I mean-
material? Locker room material is what Sandusky was doing to them kids.
That's right. That's right. And Trump, our president. Right?
Oh, yeah. Locker room talk.
Yeah, locker
That was
room
talk, not material.
That was talk. Yeah. Well, it gave Democrats some bulletin board material.
No,
right?
it didn't. Yeah.
Grabbing by there's
There
no
we go.
pussies.
That's a different podcast.
No pussies to be grabbed unless you're a Vanderbilt kicker. All right. Here we go.
I don't know where we are. Right
We're Illinois, Penn State, even though it says Nebraska. Obviously, that's a typo.
Good job, producer.
Obviously, that's a typo. I did this at like 2 a.m. Hop off my nutsack.
Go to sleep.
Dude, I'm just working all the time. Well, all right. Who you got? Who you got? This is a big. This is a big one.
Illinois.
To cover. To cover. All right. We're all on the same. I think we're all on the same page here. All right. Next game. Here we go. USF going to Tulane. You mentioned this earlier, so I'm gonna let you have at it on the USF thing.
What is that?
Yeah. Can we see the over under on this game? Because I mean, both these teams like to put up points.
That's a bull. That is a bull. Yeah.
If USF's quarterback's playing, which I think he is, because again he came back in that game, I'm pretty sure against Miami and played. I think they're going to win this game. I've got a lot of dogs winning this week, but I love it because I'm a dog better. It was 6.5. I think
Dogs
it started.
make you money, man.
I love me some dogs. I'm gonna have a juicy dog parlay this week. It's down to 5. I mean, I think on Monday it was 6. Tuesday at least it was 6.
It's gonna be -5 Tulane and over unders 64.5.
Yeah, I'll go ahead and lock in USF plus 6 for me because again, I think they come out and win. I think this is gonna be high scoring though, so the over. I'd probably be on the over too. It's gonna be a fun one though.
Gonna be a fun one. Justin, you got any takes here on Tulane, as you like to pronounce it?
I think USF, they need to bounce back, so I'm going to take them here. Not as a lock, but they just went through some rough games. Went with Bama, and then they went to Miami. You know, they went through 2 top 10 teams, and they're a good team. I think this is where they bounce back.
So y'all want USF? Do you want to make this a shot game? Because I'll go Tulane at home in New Orleans.
Sure.
I'll do that. Yeah, I could be taking 2 shots next week, but that's fine.
I hope you are.
Yep. There we go. Well, that'd be 4, right? How do we decide? Well, I'm just taking 2.
How'd you get to 4?
Because we did like you have to take a shot per. So if it's 2 against 1, no, you're not doing that.
No.
Wow.
Actually, yes.
Actually, feeling
So that
confident.
means we'd have to take a half shot. I like that.
No. You round up. We round up for that. That doesn't count. But I think Tulane, like the way they played against Oklahoma, the way they played against Kansas State, I like how they played close. Lost the game in the fourth quarter there at Oklahoma. I think in the fourth quarter, USF has dropped the ball against Miami, dropped the ball against Alabama. I like Tulane to pull away in this game. Yeah, I mean, that's it's going to be a good game to watch. It's going to be a more even game to watch, so I'm excited.
And
about
USF's only 2 losses this year. I mean, they played 4 games, but are against top 10 teams. And they've hung in there through 3 quarters with both of them.
Yeah, and kind of same with Tulane. That's why I'm interested to see this game. It's going to have big implications in the American Conference. So
It's about the implications.
it is about the implications. Very happy about it. Sticking within the state of Florida, UCF hosting Colorado. This is a cool game for UCF. They bring in Dion to town. Kind of sometimes producer Pat is going to be at the game. Maybe we'll send a little camera or mic with him, have him get some.
We have a producer, Pat.
Yeah, I mean, he's made some stuff sometimes. He made some stuff last year.
UCF
Nice. Shout
is
out
still
producer
gonna
Pat.
be-
Yeah,
we don't know what's going to be there. This game might get canceled.
That is true.
That is a thought.
That's true.
This game might not be.
No,
played
I think the Hurricane's gonna by Friday. It's gonna be in the northeast.
Yeah, but that field might be literally like underwater.
Might be trash.
If you've seen some of these storm surge like updates they have going on, it's pretty crazy.
Well, let's call the game like it's it's gonna be sunny.
sunny,
overcast.
and
75, baby.
Yeah, let's call it like that. I think UCF gets them. I think UCF is one of the more underrated teams. I'm not looking forward to Florida playing them the first week in October. I think Gus Malzahn's got a great run game going on, and I think they will out-physical Colorado in the trenches on both sides.
I mean, I think they should. I like UCF. They're a big favorite in this game for a reason. I mean, I'm not betting on Colorado ever this season. I have them winning less than 5.5 games. But no, I mean, there's a guy in the comment section in the chat. He said lock in UCF minus 13.5.
Right.
I'm not going to do that, but I will take them minus 13.5.
Oh, a little tease from
Florida
the.
State Seminole Vesicles.
All right,
All right, that seems offensive.
Justin, who you got in this game?
I'll do UCF. I'd take coaching, like you said earlier, better coaching. Gus is going to outcoach Dion any day of the week. So yeah, I think also I don't know. This is going to be a weird week for some Florida teams. You're going to have a lot of emotions for these kids like going on, whether they be from here or just whether because of their school. Like it's going to be a different type of vibe for a lot of Florida teams because I mean this whole state of Florida, pretty much all the main schools like the Miami's, Florida State for sure. UCF, USF's, they're going to be getting hit pretty hard this weekend.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, it's head rent for them.
I think the bounce house is rocking. I think they do cover that. I'm not going to lock it in, though.
It's heading straight for us.
Yeah, it's going to be a lot of black and gold in there, both black and gold teams. By the way, look at that retro UCF logo.
Pretty dope.
Orange spaceman. Pretty cool. Orange astronaut man.
What year is that from?
I don't know. It's pretty
I'm
old.
going to have to go
I mean,
1976.
what are we doing here?
Pretty old. All right, moving on. Oklahoma Spooners going to Jordan-Hare at Auburn. I like Oklahoma to get their first SEC victory against Auburn. Auburn stinks. Auburn's garbage. War Eagle, more like Peace Dove. I think Oklahoma covers. Yeah, it's minus 2.5. I think Oklahoma covers. I would lock them in, but I think I got better locks.
Auburn did change quarterbacks, right?
Yeah, they did change quarterbacks from Thorne.
And he threw, what, 3?
Yeah, they still suck.
He threw 4 picks?
It
4 picks.
still didn't help. I mean,
No,
Auburn
he threw 4 picks.
Yeah,
4.
That's what I'm saying. No, I mean Oklahoma changed quarterbacks. We'll see how good that kid is. If it's in true Oklahoma fashion, he'll come out and win the Heisman.
Well, Peyton Thorne threw one too. So there was 4 total though.
Yeah, I mean,
Peyton Thorne was doing Peyton Thorne things. That Hank Brown kid just said, "I'm new here. Let me show you what I can do."
Yeah, give me Oklahoma -2.5.
There you go. You got them.
I'll take them locking in -2.
All right. You want to lock it in?
ESPN says -2. But
Either way,
Yeah, we got -2.5.
I'd rather have -2.
All right.
also, we didn't talk about something last week.
What?
James Madison in North Carolina. We didn't talk about that at all.
We talked about it a little bit.
No, we did not.
We did not.
No.
They stomped him. They utterly. They
over
graped
was
him.
the line was 52.5, and James Madison put 53 up in the first half.
Yeah, they graped him.
And they
was a
dropped to
graping.
70.
It was a graping.
And this is a week after they only beat Gardner Webb by 7. Gardner Webb, who's lost to every FCS school on their schedule.
I thought that was just one guy. I thought you were talking about one guy.
Who?
Gardner Webb.
You ever heard of Gardner Webb?
I've never
Damn,
heard
Robert,
Gardner
take
Webb,
that
dude.
one to the stand.
I think it's
dude.
pretty good.
That one was
I
hilarious.
think it's pretty good.
That's comedian Bob Roberts. You can catch him on Friday nights.
I got days. We're gonna plug the dates in a little bit. I thought it was a good joke. Is that not a good joke?
I might be too young for it. I don't know.
Gardner Webb.
I mean, I get
Cool
it.
guy.
I get
Cool
it.
guy. Okay, whatever. All right.
Anyways, they beat Gardner Webb by 7, and then they go into Chapel Hill, put 70 on them.
Yeah, I mean, it was North Carolina stinks. Mac down. Did you see Mac Brown
But after
retired?
after beating Minnesota, like
He went into the locker room and retired, and then he was like Sunday. He was like, "I guess I'll coach the rest of the season."
Is that actually?
That's
is that
true.
That
It
is
actually
true story.
happened, yeah.
Oh my god, that's insane. I mean, they literally beat
They-
him into
they-
I
retirement.
think
Yeah,
he's
they
just
beat him
fed
to
up because
retirement.
like he's like these other Texas schools. Texas Tech gave me some fits every now and then. A&M maybe here or so. I get beat up by these damn small schools in North and South Carolina year in year out. He's got fits with Appalachian State. He's got fits with ECU.
He always
He's
does.
getting his ass kicked by JMU.
He also hasn't had
these
a-
Carolina teams. There could be a Carolina conference. It'd
He
be
hasn't
fun to
had a
watch.
defense since he showed up in North Carolina. I mean, he's had one first round quarterback, another guy who went in the 3rd round, and can't put a defense out there to win a football game. I mean, it's ridiculous.
I mean, North Carolina's gonna be on the coaching carousel. Who are they gonna get? That's news towards the end of the season.
I don't know. It's too early.
No way, Urban Meyer. Too early to tell. All right, moving on. Gonna try and do these next pretty quick. Texas hosting Mississippi State. This one's gonna be an ass kicking. Texas
38.5.
has covered. I think they're 4-0 against the spread here. I've been betting on them.
Texas is 4-0 against the spread. Marshall's
39.
undefeated against the spread. Tennessee's undefeated against the spread. LSU is winless.
Indiana is also undefeated against.
Yeah. So
Cincinnati, I think, is also undefeated against the spread.
Yeah, they're playing nobodies though. I love Texas. Again, another team I've been on all year. I'm gonna lock them in. I got -38.5 in the pick 'em. I'm gonna take -39. They're gonna walk the dog on them. I don't care if it's Arch Manning, Quinn Ewers, or Robert Vincent.
that's gonna be a double lock because I'm locking them in also for my 4th lock. It's gonna be a triple
Boy,
lock.
we are triple
Oh,
locking.
man.
We
That-
are gonna get
You know,
wrecked.
those could be some shots. Those could be some shots if we miss two
We
of
might
those
be
triple locks.
hammered
Could
next
be hammered
week.
next week. Could be hammered next week.
Make sure you do this on a Wednesday next week.
Friday.
We'll try. I mean, I'm open to a Friday. We'll see.
I'm
what
open to a
happens.
Friday. I mean, I get off early next week, so.
But Texas.
Must be nice.
So Arch Manning does the 3rd string quarterback get time to play? If
He did last
Manning-
week.
Yeah. So Arch Manning goes out, wrecks Mississippi State. I mean, Texas's defense is just going to absolutely swallow.
I was worried that they weren't going to cover last week because they put the 3rd string quarterback in so quick. And
I mean,
it didn't
still looked
matter.
fine. Yeah,
it didn't matter.
Did not matter.
They're never going to stop scoring.
Did not matter whatsoever. All right, Joey. Now's your time to shine. This is a big one for FSU, for the ACC, and first year being in the ACC, SMU. I like Florida State to win this game. I like Florida State to win this game. Let's see what the spread is.
I think SMU's favored by 5.5 is what I saw earlier
They're
this
favored?
week. Yeah.
Whoa.
They're playing at home. They've kind of found their footing. I don't know if you saw their game against TCU last week. They won like 6.5. They won like 63-27 or something like that. After their offense looked inept to start the season, and then they switched quarterbacks 2 weeks ago, and they've started scoring. It's the Rhett Lashley offense we thought we were going to see this year.
I mean, they
But
struggled
Florida
first.
State's defense, again, the last couple games, they've kind of come alive. But if they're playing well and DJ still can't put up points against a shitty SMU defense, I mean, we might end up having a problem. I mean, I don't feel good about it. I wish we were underdog or favorites again so I could bet on SMU, but I don't know. I don't know. I really have no idea. I mean, we should dominate them on the offensive line and defensive line, but we haven't done that to anyone all year. If we can run the ball, we win the game. If we can't, then it's going to be another freaking. I'm going to be annoyed and drinking too much tequila.
What do you think about the under in this game?
I don't like it.
47.5. Yeah, it's kind of right there in the middle.
I mean,
Especially
SMU's
if
defense
SMU
is
can
not
do
supposed to
something.
be good. We should put up over 20 points in this game, and if SMU's offense does what it's done the last 2 weeks, then I mean, it might be a shootout.
Mm-hmm.
I don't see us winning a shootout.
I think Florida State wins this game. I got them winning it. I think SMU last week looked the best they've looked all season. Maybe that's wrong to bet on them or bet against them after that game, but I just don't see that happening 2 weeks in a row with how I've seen them look in the beginning of the season. I think Florida State coming off that win, they're trying to get their shit together. Maybe they have some tricks up their sleeve.
I think the bad part is that DJ is the leading passer going into this game.
Well, it's because the SMU switched quarterbacks 2 weeks into the season, yeah, or halfway through.
Did you watch the Nevada game?
Yeah,
that
it
was
was
week
garbage,
0. Oh
yeah.
my god!
And that quarterback that they had was supposed to
Well, they
be
were favored
like
by
all
28.
world. Yeah, he was like one of the favorites to lead the ACC in passing.
Yeah. That's right. Yeah, he was really good, and he was really bad that game. I was like, I don't know who that kid is.
So, I mean, you got to pick, Justin, because I got a little note on SMU's last game.
I'll follow you here. 'Cause I'm kind of curious what you have to say.
Oh, it's nothing about the game. It's about who did they play? They played TCU, and TCU's fan base was dogging the ACC. ACC games aren't the CW. What the hell? Can we even watch it? And then SMU went out and whooped the shit out of them. And the ACC came out and said, good thing TCU fans can watch the game because it was on the CW, and they didn't want to watch it anyway.
Damn. Get ice cold served to you.
I don't know.
Wrecked.
This game's weird for me. I'm kind of just like I don't know what to really bet here. I feel like FSU should cover. I don't. I really.
First true away game this
Yeah.
season for the Seminoles.
I mean, that was the bad part. I mean, if y'all lost to Cal, so the worst part about starting 0-4 there is more that you were starting 0-3 at Doak.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I mean, to be fair, I think it actually takes pressure off of DJ because the fans, I mean, they boo him. They yell, let's go Brock, or put in Brock. I mean, he doesn't have to deal with that this week.
Yeah.
So maybe he can relax a little bit more. Again, weirdly, that's not what you think about when a team goes on the road, but it might be a unique situation.
Yeah. Unless you guys travel with a lot of people this week. That would be very
Well,
unfortunate.
to be fair, a lot of Tallahassee people might be evacuating.
Yeah, that's true.
No, they are.
Yeah.
No. I don't know. I feel weird about the Florida teams this week. I feel like they're playing with high emotions. So
That's okay. I mean,
I think I'm going to take Florida State to cover, not lock, but I wouldn't lock anything in here. But what do y'all feel about LSU and South Alabama, though? -22. It's a weird game.
I almost was thinking about taking South Alabama with the points, but I'm not going to do it.
I mean, LSU hasn't covered anything this year.
Yeah, I would take South Alabama based on that. I think LSU might not be that good, personally.
Yeah. No,
Hot take.
I'm there with you. And South Alabama, they put up 87 that 1 week.
They did.
So that's a lot of fucking points. Can they find a way to
Against
put up
maybe
some
the worst
points?
team in Division I AA.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. Who cares? Yeah. All right, moving on. Trying to do this quickly. Here's the logo that you're like, oh, this is so racist. Just look at it in all its racist glory. Utah hosting Arizona. Utah, I think they're going to smack Arizona.
I can't tell whether I like that Arizona logo or hate it.
Oh, dude, that is a sick Arizona logo. Utah is -11.
It looks like a bumper sticker.
Minus
It does.
11.
It looks like an Arizona postcard.
Yeah, postcard.
And you know what? Maybe it is but I don't think so. I think it's got the blue and the red right there.
You got that from like a welcome center or something.
No, this is Arizona. This is like Arizona vintage logo. It's pretty cool. It's also posted at their welcome center, but yeah, it's still pretty cool. I got Utah winning this game, -11. Yeah, give me that. I'm not gonna lock it in.
I hate both these teams this year.
No, I'm just staying away from it.
Utah's been doing the same shit where they played Cam Rising for one play last week. One play.
He was able to play.
No, he wasn't able to play. They put him in for one play just to
fuck with everybody, basically. So you just got to assume the rest of the season that Cam Rising's not playing.
Yeah, that's a tease. Did I lock Oklahoma in, by the way?
I don't know.
I meant to lock Oklahoma.
I locked in Oklahoma.
Okay, I meant to lock in Oklahoma.
I do have another lock that was right under that.
Yeah, I got a weird
FSU
lock
game.
too.
That's fine.
But I really have no idea on this game. I'd probably take Utah because I think Arizona, they just had not impressed me, and I've watched more Arizona football this year than I want to.
All right, before we get to the game of the week, what is y'all's locks that we haven't done yet, so we can go over those?
We took Indiana, Texas, USF, BYU. I got Oregon minus 24.5. They play UCLA again. I'm just fading UCLA.
Oregon minus 27.5.
24
cover versus
24 and a
LSU,
half.
man.
Yeah, well,
So I'm taking Texas Tech to cover the 2.5 versus Cincinnati. I think that should be a pretty easy game for them to win. They played Arizona State pretty easily. I think they're going to win that game. I like JMU, but I'm not going to like the minus 21 versus Ball State. It talks to me, but I don't know if I want to lock that one in. That's been a weird dynamic for me. Arkansas A&M. Any thoughts on that game?
Yeah, kind of. I mean, Joey, go ahead. I'm trying to put this last
I
one
don't
together.
really know because A&M, they changed quarterbacks. Arkansas, I've been kind of low on. I had them last week. I only talk about my wins. One of my few wins last week that I had. But who'd they play last week? Wasn't it Auburn? Yeah. I mean, Auburn's trash. So I'd probably take A&M.
My last one will be. I'm also going to take A&M there, but it could be Arkansas could win. How bad are we seeing A&M being? My last ones will be Marshall. They're -3 versus Western Michigan at home. Hey,
Love it.
Undefeated against the spread.
Homer.
Cover versus Ohio State. We're doing great. That's another one. And then I'll save my last one for the last game. But I do want to get y'all's take. So with UNLV, their drama, they're still favored -2 versus Fresno State. Fresno State's 3-1. I don't know. I feel like that could be an easy Fresno State cover.
Could be.
I actually, in our pick'em, this is my favorite game.
Yeah, you were mentioning this. You had me researching what was going on with this UNLV game.
Well, because in our pick'em, you get the Tuesday morning lines.
Yeah.
So Fresno State was +3.5. And the line went all the way to -1.5 Fresno State because of what happened at UNLV that we talked about earlier. But I think it's already back to where UNLV's favored again.
It's 2.
Yeah. So, I mean, it's flipped all the way back. I might have screwed myself there, but
I was going to tell
got
you.
no idea. I think I like Fresno State.
I was going to tell you, the senior backup quarterback for UNLV is from Hawaii.
Oh, well.
He is a Hawaiian quarterback.
Hawaiian quarterbacks besides Nico right now. So
There, I mean, just history of good quarterbacks from Hawaii. I wouldn't want to bet against an unknown. You know what I'm saying? That's all. But they don't got the money. I got Fresno State. I went with you on that one. I didn't lock it in. I didn't add it to my pick'em because I was like, I felt good in the moment, but I'm not going to do it. Now we have a special guest coming up here. If you want to come talk about it, you can still talk. We got an extra mic here. We're gonna back the camera up over there. The game of the week: Alabama hosting the Georgia Bulldogs. There you go. There's a microphone. You sit there. I'll back the camera up for you.
sit there on all Robert stuff.
Yeah. There you go. There you go. Now, just to set this up, this is the game of the year so far in the SEC. Alabama coming off of great win after great win after great win. Struggled a little bit against USF, but once they got their offensive linemen back in, scoring almost relentlessly. Georgia coming off a bye week, looked bad against Kentucky. Now we're like, okay, what's going on? So Georgia coming off that, Alabama coming off the high against Wisconsin. Who do you got winning this game, guys? And Jacob, tell me why the Tide's gonna roll.
Well, there's a lot of reasons. This is the first.
Give us one.
First time we've been home dog since 2007. That's a good one.
Stole my stats.
Also, our quarterback's better than theirs.
I don't know.
That hurts me. That's hard for me to say, but I think he is, and I think our skill players are better. I think the only place that they beat us is their defense, but I still think our defense is very good, and I think our defense can match up to their defense most of the time. They might have us a little bit there, but I think offensively we just outscore them.
And it's at home.
You do have the best skill player on the field in Ryan Williams.
Yep.
For sure. And then we have 2 very good running backs, and we can call it 3 when you add Jalen in there.
Because he's a running back, not a quarterback?
Call him what you want, as long as he's in the end zone.
Call him what you want. Just don't call him. I'm sorry.
Hawaiian?
Hawaiian. Don't call him a Hawaiian. No, I think Jalen Milroe's doing excellent this year. I think he looks comfortable. I think he is going to flourish more in Kalen DeBoer's system versus Nick Saban's system. He looks more relaxed to me. I don't know. As an Alabama fan, you've watched every game, at least most of every game, right? And so, do you think that's right? Do you think he looks better in the system?
I think he looks more relaxed. He definitely looks better. Of course, I yell and scream at him, but if he doesn't throw a touchdown every play, I'm going to yell and scream at him. He's better this year than he was last year. But, I mean, given, that's how it should be. But also, I think our team is better than they were last year, which is crazy to say because, we don't have Nick Saban anymore. So it's definitely a different offense. It's a differently coached team. I heard that sometimes they have ice cream at practice. So,
ice cream?
Yeah. So, I mean, there's weird things going on, but I think Kalen's a good coach. I think Jalen's better this year, and I think that overall the team's a better team this year than they were last year. And I don't think that Georgia's as good this year as they were last year, especially with all their players going to jail and whatnot. Trying to
It's true. You got to remember.
Driving.
Now, if Georgia had their cars on the field, they'd definitely be faster than Alabama.
You know what they say? The safest place to be is when Georgia's playing. Safest place to safest time to drive.
Safest time to drive in safest time to drive in Athens.
Yeah,
there we go.
It's safest time to drive in Athens is when either on the road and football.
Yeah.
Not on the road in town.
Practice. Magoo in the chat says if the Dogs put up 30 or more, UGA wins.
I mean, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, maybe. Do you see this being a defensive ball game, Joey?
I mean, yeah, and that's what these teams do every single time they play.
That's what top 5 matchup.
Nick Saban, Alabama did. Does Kalen DeBoer try and do these points? I mean, I don't know. Against Oregon last year, we saw him and Dan Lanning go at it. Pretty, mid-30s, 20-score game kind of deal.
I love Kane Womack. I think he's a great defensive coordinator. He came from South Alabama.
Left being the head coach.
Yeah, to come be our defensive coordinator. I guess they previously knew each other, coached together, or however that worked out. And on top of it, makes it feel good because he was Jeremy Reeves' head coach, so that's pretty cool.
That is pretty cool. Joey Two Guns says Outlaws versus the In-Laws. That's a pretty good way to describe this game.
He's funnier than all of us.
He's
Robert, take that one to the stand.
I will. But he's naked watching this podcast right now, so that's another thing. I like Alabama to win this game, but Kirby knows he's got a stat. He's 1-5 against Alabama.
It's 1-5 against Nick Saban.
1-5 against Nick Saban. So, with that being known, it's kind of hard for me to pick against Georgia here, but I do think Alabama, just the matchups all over the field, I like Alabama better. I got to go with them as dogs. Give me them with the points plus 2.5.
So, I mean, first time they've been dogs since 07 versus LSU, I think it was. But you just don't bet against Bama at Bryant-Denny. It's a simple fact. You just don't bet against Bama at Bryant-Denny. So I'm going to ride Bama.
Yeah, I mean, I'm leaning Alabama here. I really don't love this game.
You're locking that one in?
I mean,
you're locking it in?
It's a money line lock, so yeah, I mean, it's pretty easy. So
yeah, I mean, again, I don't love this game either way. I think it should just be a really good game. But right now, why I'm leaning towards Alabama is because I said this last week. Who for Georgia do you see making plays? When I've watched them, I don't know who that is. I can't name their playmakers. I can't see that anybody on the team getting a big play when it matters.
Yeah,
I can see Ryan Williams
Beck
making the play to win the game. That kid is good at wide receiver. He's the next Bama guy. So when it comes down to it, right now I'm leaning towards them because of that kid, not because of Jalen Milroe. Jalen Milroe is going to play a bad game. He'll probably have a couple rushing touchdowns, but he's going to hit Ryan Williams for a big play or two. And that right now I see that being the difference.
He's got to protect the ball. He's got to watch his backside. He's got to watch his blind side and not get a ball knocked out. Georgia's D-line is going to be coming after him. He's got to be able to make some plays and not turn the ball over. I know that's easy to say about anybody, but like in this kind of situation, we haven't seen him face a defense like this yet. So it's going to be a test for him.
But in big games, you don't not even just turn the ball over. You see him throw the ball in the dirt too many times.
Yeah.
So I mean, we'll see if that happens this week. He's going to lose.
Yeah.
Well, if he rushes in a couple rushing touchdowns, like he just predicted there for us, a couple would be 2 more than Georgia's had scored on them all year.
That's what he's going to have to do.
Well, they haven't had anyone score on them this year. So
Yeah. They haven't had an offense play like the same thing for both teams. They haven't faced defense like this, haven't faced an offense like this. I think Alabama's offense is just way more potent. And I think what I was saying earlier, I think Jalen Milroe being more relaxed in the system is going to play to him not throwing the ball in the dirt and making those dumb plays that we saw last year.
We haven't seen him play in a big game this year yet.
That's true.
The Wisconsin game, big game. I mean, they're just light years better than that team.
The thing is, so DeBoer, he's a strong offensive mind. Kirby, he's a strong defensive mind. Usually, defense is going to win those games. That's the problem. So if you're a Bama guy, But right now, we just don't see any offense coming from Georgia. But right now, it's at Bama. They still have a good defense. You're still seeing some of that leak over from Saban. So right now, DeBoer has that going for him.
Yeah, I agree. All right, that's pretty much going to do it for this week, guys. Thank you guys for tuning in. 8-9 people stayed with us strong pretty much the whole time. Like and subscribe to @RealSwampcast. That's where you can find the college football extravaganza. Justin, you got anything for the people, for the good people of college football extravaganza, where the fans matter? That's we're working
Just
on
the
that.
fans matter.
Fans, they matter?
The fans matter.
Hey, shout out you guys in the comments.
Yeah.
The comments make this go round. So, I mean, as long as the comments keep coming, that's all that matters to me.
Yeah, shout out chat. We're gonna keep chatting you guys up.
Wait,
And we just got monetized, so obviously we got some good new stickers in the chat, super chat, stuff like that.
Price just went up, baby. Let's go.
Joey shows up to this thing barefoot with a bad toe, just like me, and just expects super chats.
I'm the only one that keeps
What do you
my-
want to say?
I keep my shoes on.
All I got to say is James Blackman does still suck, but I'm very close to changing that to DJ U sucks. We'll see how he does this week.
Yeah, we will see how he does this week. Alabama. So you got any parting words for your Alabama fans that could watch this potentially? Two?
Roll Tide.
All right, there we go, guys. And we're ending.